Okay, let's get started on this pottery pumpkin for fall. I just rolled out some clay for this pumpkin. This is my recycled clay. So what we'll do is take this rib and remove all the canvas marks. Get it nice and smooth. Then we're going to take a doily and press that into the clay so we have some texture on the pumpkin. All right, here's my doily. Lay this out flat. I have one of these little rollers. You can use a rolling pin. Just press that texture into the clay. There we go. All right, that looks nice. So we're gonna slowly take that up. You see that pretty texture? Then you're gonna wanna lift your slab of clay up. Anytime you put texture on, you wanna lift that up. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna flip it over because we want the texture on the outside of the pumpkin. No need to press this side. It'll be on the inside of the pumpkin. What we're gonna do is a large pumpkin. I also have a small one. So we'll lay this out. And then I will cut around the pumpkin edges. Pretty easy. You want to make sure your clay is somewhat stiff so that way you can pick it up and fold it over. This last little piece. All right, and I have a leaf cutter. I press out 2 leaves for the pumpkin. Set that to the side. Flip it over. It has a little bit of that texture on there. Ooh, that's pretty. Okay, so what I'll do now is pull the extra clay away. And I'll just bag this up and use it later. Remove that. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is you need little sharp knife type rib things so we can scratch and attach. So I'll start there. And we'll scratch here. Get that a little wet. And this one will come up and lay on top of that one. And we will scratch the top of this one. This one will come up and lay on this one. We'll scratch. I'm pressing that every time we bring a new one up. Bring that one up. Okay, and the last one, that one's a little tricky. I'll just use a tool to set inside. There's a little gap right here. I'll sneak inside here and press up against there. There we go. Oops, I needed a little piece of clay so we can make the top part of the pumpkin. And then we're just going to put a little twist on it. All right. So now what I'll do here is we'll scratch underneath here. I'm going to scratch on top of here carefully because this clay is a little wetter than I'd like for it to be. It needs to be a little bit drier. We'll go back in right your little hole there. We're going to press this on. Okay. Now we have the leaves. I don't need all of this. Kind of just take a little of that off. Take a little bit off this one. Okay, so we'll scratch underneath here. And we'll scratch right here. I'm going to go back inside. And hold underneath so that way I can press it. And then scratch this side. We'll do one right here. Go back in there and press this leaf in. And there you go. Just push that back together. If you need to, you can always make some little rice bags and press it up against it. All right, and then we're done. I will come back in a little while once it sets up a little bit more, and we'll take a sponge and then we'll clean it up. Okay, while this pumpkin is setting up to dry, like I said, we will come back and we will sponge this and clean it up better with a brush. But I wanted to show you, once it gets dry, this is called bone dry. It's still very breakable, but here it is, bone dry. And I also have a smaller one. Here's the baby. This is ready to be bisque fired. Once this is dry, I will start a bisque fire and we will be back and I'll show you how to glaze.